a case study of Nicolás Maduro, power, crisis, and controversy. Nicolás Maduro Moros is one of the most controversial political leaders of the 21st century. His journey from a working-class background to the presidency of Venezuela highlights how political loyalty, ideology, and control over state institutions can sustain power even amid national collapse. Maduro was born in 1962 in Caracas and began his career as a bus driver and union activist. His involvement in labor movements introduced him to leftist politics, eventually bringing him into the circle of Hugo Chávez. Chávez's Bolivarian Revolution reshaped Venezuela's political landscape, and Maduro became one of its most trusted figures. By the time Chávez died in 2013, Maduro was positioned as the natural successor. After narrowly winning the 2013 election, Maduro inherited an economy heavily dependent on oil revenues. Instead of reforming this dependency, his government maintained strict state control over currency, pricing, and industry. When global oil prices collapsed, Venezuela's economy imploded. Hyperinflation reached historic levels, millions fell into poverty, and mass migration followed, controlling the judiciary and tightening his grip over the military. Internationally, Maduro's legitimacy has been widely questioned. Several elections under his rule were labeled unfair by international observers. The United States, European Union, and other countries imposed severe economic sanctions, accusing his government of corruption, human rights abuses, and drug trafficking links. Maduro rejected these claims, arguing that sanctions, not mismanagement, caused Venezuela's suffering. A major focus of this case study is Maduro's personal wealth and governance ethics. Official estimates place his net worth at approximately $2 to $3 million, derived from salaries and state benefits. However, investigative journalists and foreign governments allege that Maduro and his inner circle benefited from large-scale corruption, oil revenue diversion, and illicit financial networks, while billions of dollars linked to the Venezuelan state have reportedly been frozen or seized abroad. There is no transparent, court-proven record clearly separating Maduro's personal assets from state funds. Leadership style plays a crucial role in understanding Maduro's survival in power. He relies heavily on military loyalty, control of food distribution programs, and state media. Political dissent is often met with arrests, restrictions, or exile. At the same time, Maduro uses nationalist rhetoric and anti-imperialist messaging to maintain support among loyalists. From a governance perspective, the Maduro case illustrates how institutional control can override economic failure. Despite presiding over one of the worst peacetime economic collapses in modern history, Maduro maintained authority for more than a decade. His rule raises critical questions about accountability, transparency, and the long-term costs of centralized power. In conclusion, Nicolás Maduro's case is not simply about one leader's wealth or ideology. It is a study in how political systems can deteriorate while leadership remains intact. For decades, as a warning about economic mismanagement, validation, and the fragile balance between power and public trust.